Caitlin Clark's savage locker room mic drop to Dave Portnoy's viral call-out, and even a blunt rebuke from Mercury star Satou Sabally, this is the tale of how one midseason shocker pulled back the curtain on everything that's gone wrong in the league. Strap in, because we're about to expose a web of double standards that extend far beyond a single Commissioner's Cup final. When the Indiana Fever stunned the basketball world with an 18-0 fourth-quarter run to topple the favored Minnesota Lynx and claim the Commissioner's Cup, it should have been front-page news across the WNBA ecosystem. Instead, coverage evaporated the moment the final buzzer sounded. League social channels posted a single generic congratulations tweet, buried beneath morning news about player signings, and never followed up with video highlights or behind-the-scenes interviews. ESPN compounded the slight by scheduling a 30-second Lynx Dominate Fever to Win Commissioner's Cup segment in its SportsCenter rundown, only to yank it seconds before airtime. Internal sources say the segment was already cued when word of the upset arrived, forcing a frantic last-minute edit that replaced celebration with silence. Across national sports shows, the win received at best a passing mention. No highlight packages, no expert panels dissecting Boston's 14-point, 12-rebound masterclass, or Howard's game-clinching 4 steals. Meanwhile, the WNBA's own website tucked the Fever's triumph into a bloated recap of league-wide news, allocating less space to Indiana's first-ever Cup title than it did to a routine Player of the Week announcement. Fans who had packed the sold-out Target Center, 20,400 strong, a Commissioner's Cup attendance record, took to social media in droves, posting clips of Kelsey Mitchell's step-back three and tagging WNBA handles with "Celebrate the Fever." Moments after lifting the Commissioner's Cup, Caitlin Clark turned an ordinary locker room celebration into a viral manifesto. Leaning into the microphone held by the team's video staff, she fixed her gaze on the camera and delivered 6 words that landed like a thunderbolt. Her tone was measured, no raised voice, no exaggerated emotion, yet the impact was seismic. Within minutes, the clip surged across Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, racking up over 2 million combined views in the first hour. Fans and pundits dissected every syllable. Clark's deliberate pacing, the slight narrowing of her eyes, the way her shoulders squared as she spoke. This wasn't a celebration line. It was a direct indictment of a league that had repeatedly failed to protect her from dirty hits. It distilled months of uncalled shoves, elbows, and eye pokes into a single, unambiguous truth. The system was broken, and the players knew it. Social media reaction was instantaneous. Wnba Everybody is Sick trended nationally on X, and top-tier accounts from Bleacher Report to league insiders amplified the message. Critics leapt on Clark's words at confirmation of long-standing frustrations. Former WNBA guard Renee Montgomery tweeted, "That 6-word dagger says more than any press release ever could." While ESPN analyst Chini Ogwumike noted on air, "We've seen the hits go uncalled all season, but Clark just put it in plain English." The clip's simplicity became its potency. No sound effects, no slow-mo replays, just Clark staring down the camera and naming the problem. By framing systemic neglect in a single sentence, Clark forced the league and its viewers to confront the gap between hype and reality. She didn't just celebrate a victory, she issued a challenge. Fix what's broken, or expect more ceilings to be shattered in defiance of your rules. Then came Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy, never one to hold his fire on social media. He retweeted Clark's 6-word takedown with a blunt critique that cut to the core. "The dumbest thing the @WNBA does is pay the Cup champs more than the real champs." Insane. Portnoy wasn't merely throwing shade, he spotlighted a structural absurdity. The Commissioner's Cup, essentially a mid-season tournament, awards its winning team $500,000 in bonus pool money. In contrast, when a team captures the actual WNBA Finals, each player on the roster receives just $75,000. Spread across 12 players, that's $900,000 total, only $400,000 more than the Cup payout, yet it represents years of work, a full playoff gauntlet, and the league's ultimate championship. By equating the two prizes, the WNBA has inadvertently elevated a single all-star game-style event above its season-ending crown. Portnoy's barb exposed this inequity in just 23 words, and his post detonated across Twitter and Instagram within minutes. Fans and commentators piled on. Sports economist Kirk Goldsberry pointed out on X that the finals should be worth at least 5 times a mid-season title, while former NBA GM Sam Presti quipped, "Imagine calling an all-star game champion, the same as an NBA champ." Portnoy's viral call-out forced an uncomfortable conversation about how the WNBA values its most significant achievements. If mid-season bonuses eclipse a team's true hard-fought championship, what does that say about the league's priorities and the respect it shows its players? His simple, savage tweet laid bare a system desperately in need of rebalancing. As Portnoy's tweet went viral, Satou Sabally, veteran forward for the Phoenix Mercury and the WNBPA's players rep, cut to the heart of the league's disconnect. Speaking days after the Commissioner's Cup final, Sabally labeled the WNBA's initial collective bargaining proposal a slap in the face.
We can focus on our players in the union. We got a proposal from the league, which was honestly a slap in the face.
Her criticism centered on the contrast between the league's public enthusiasm for expansion and its reluctance to address core issues affecting current players.
But I love to see the league growing. I think, adding these teams in Philly and Detroit, that's how amazing is that the league can grow. But
the WNBA had just announced 3 new franchises in Cleveland, Detroit, and Philadelphia, an ambitious growth plan designed to raise the league's profile. Yet Sabally pointed out that every existing team remains capped at 12 roster spots, leaving dozens of quality players in limbo on hardship contracts or completely unsigned. Expansion is great, Sabally acknowledged, but what about the athletes who are already here? We deserve more than minimum salaries, better health benefits, and a real path to stable employment. She highlighted that many players still earn base salaries under $60,000, with no guaranteed bonuses, limited travel accommodations, and only rudimentary maternity and family leave provisions. By calling the league's offer a slap in the face, Sabally forced a reckoning. You can build new arenas and logos, but if you won't invest in the athletes who make the product possible, expansion rings hollow. Her challenge, can we fix what we have before adding more, resonated across social media and players groups, underscoring a fundamental truth. Genuine growth requires securing and valuing the people at the game's center, not just chasing headlines with franchise count. Behind closed doors, 2-time MVP and WNBA champion Breanna Stewart delivered a blistering critique of the league's labor negotiations. As a leading voice in the WNBPA, Stewart revealed that when players submitted detailed proposals on salary increases, revenue sharing percentages, improved travel accommodations, and enhanced healthcare and maternity benefits, the league's response was deafening. "We got crickets," she said. Stewart noted that union representatives provided concrete data showing how current base salaries, capped at $60,000 for most veterans, fail to keep pace with the league's booming revenues. They flagged glaring gaps in hotel quality, charter flight availability, and even basic bathroom access at certain venues. Yet the WNBA's opening offer failed to address any of these concerns, instead offering minimal tweaks that stakeholders estimated would amount to less than a 5% increase in total player compensation. "Anytime you go back and forth, you expect a conversation," Stewart explained in an interview. Instead, we were met with silence. Her comment underscored a growing divide. While league executives celebrated sold-out crowds and record-setting media deals, the athletes powering that success felt sidelined. Stewart's candid disclosure laid bare a fundamental mismatch between the league's public narrative of progress and the day-to-day realities faced by its players, fueling demands for a new bargaining approach grounded in genuine dialogue rather than token gestures. The numbers don't lie. Caitlin Clark isn't just a star, she's the league's growth engine. In the 2024 season, every Fever game featuring Clark drew an average of 9.9 million national viewers, a staggering 170% surge over the WNBA's 5.8 million average. That spike translated directly to box office gains. Ticket sales for Fever games jumped 30%, with road crowds in markets like Seattle, New York, and Phoenix routinely selling out more than 95% of available seats. Clark's impact extends beyond live audiences. Digital streaming minutes for WNBA games climbed by 200% during her appearances, and social media engagement, likes, shares, and comments, increased by 250% compared to non-Clark matchups. Merchandise sales tell the same story. Fever replica jerseys surged to the top of WNBA retail rankings, outselling the combined total of the next 3 teams by 2-1. But when Clark sat out 4 games in June 2025, officially listed as maintenance for cumulative minor injuries, the fallout was dramatic. National viewership plunged by 55%, dropping from 9.9 million to just 4.5 million homes. Road game attendance without Clark fell 30%, forcing teams to slash secondary market ticket prices by 20% just to fill seats. Those declines underscore a simple truth: The WNBA has built its recent momentum around Clark's electrifying play, yet repeatedly failed to shield her from the very hits that created this buzz. A league that banks on her star power but won't guarantee her safety is risking the very foundation of its growth. If protecting your biggest draw isn't a priority, what is? After Indiana's Cup win, pundits suddenly pivoted to complaining about the Fever's too physical play. Analysts lamented Natasha Howard's lockdown defense and Aaliyah Boston's paint bulldozing as if physical effort were exclusive to Indiana. Where was that outcry when Clark was leveled by full-speed shoves and eye jabs? ESPN's own announcers hailed Indiana's ferocity just days earlier, yet now the narrative shifted. Tough equals dirty, resilience equals brutality. This double standard exposed the media's willingness to shape storylines rather than honor on-court excellence. Clark's six-word salvo, Portnoy's viral critique, Sabally and Stewart's union calls, and the league's financial paradox all converge on one truth. This league must choose. Will it protect its stars, invest in its current talent, and reward true champions? Or will it keep spinning headlines, burying its biggest stories, and rewarding make-believe titles over real ones?